Welcome. My name is Janice Folk. I'm the Director of Residential Life and Student Activities at Maine Maritime Academy. And today we're going to do a tutorial about requesting roommates for our first year students. So this tutorial is for our incoming students who plan to live on campus for the upcoming academic year and who have previously filled out an on-campus housing application. So this tutorial will review how to search for potential roommates, create a roommate group, and joining a roommate group. So to start, we have logged into our My Student Life gateway at mystudentlife.mma.edu using our full MMA email address and password. Now we're at the home page here, and I am going to click on Housing Applications. And this will bring us to our previously created on-campus housing application. So if you haven't created the on-campus housing application yet, you do need to do that before you can move along and create a roommate group. So we'll go to our housing application. We've already done all of these parts here. We're going to scroll down and we're going to check out these two steps here, the profile questions and the roommate groups. So when we go to the profile questions page here, this is an opportunity for you to talk a little bit about yourself. You're going to answer all of these questions, and this will be helpful in a couple of different circumstances. So if you're looking for a roommate and you want folks to be able to find you in the system based on your answers to these questions, it's a great way to find folks who are compatible with you. If you are not sure that you're going to request a roommate, or if you do request a roommate and later we're not able to place you with them, and there's a variety of reasons why that might happen if someone no longer plans to attend Maine Maritime Academy, or if they were going to be in the regiment like you or not in the regiment like you, and then they are or aren't. We cannot house folks who are in the regiment with folks who are not in the regiment for their first year. So things happen. You might not be able to be with the person that you want to live with. So it's important to have these questions filled out honestly and fully so that we're able to place you with someone who is compatible as possible. And when you do fill out all of these questions, you're also going to be able to find folks who answered those questions a certain way. And we'll show you how to do that now. So on this roommate groups page, a roommate group is a group of folks who want to request to be roommates. So roommate request and roommate group are kind of interchangeable in that way. For this upcoming academic year, the 2020 to 2021 academic year, we will not be doing triple housing, triple rooms because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are going to have double rooms only. So for our roommate groups, you should only have 2 people in your roommate group because we will not be doing triples. So like I was saying, to search for a potential roommate, there are a few options here. If we scroll down to the bottom, we have these options to search for roommates by details and search for roommates by profiles. So when we click on search for roommates by details, it brings us to this page where you can select a gender or enter an age, or go ahead and put in a classification. So a classification is basically a description of a student. For our incoming class, you'll either be a new non-regimental student or a new regimental student or potentially a new graduate student. So those are our incoming class. And if you're not going to be in the regiment, you might want to go ahead and find someone who's also not going to be in the regiment. So it can be really helpful to do that. For these other classifications, this is returning students. So we do not house folks who are incoming with returners, except for really specific circumstances. And if you have questions about that or want to learn more, then certainly reach out. We'll go now to search for roommates by profiles. And this page gives you the chance to find a roommate based on any of these profile questions or multiple profile questions. So if you're like, I want to find someone who really likes a nice cool room like I do, a cold room, then you can go ahead and put that in and find folks who answered that question that way. I'm not going to go ahead and click search at this time because we'll have folks pop up and I want to respect their privacy as we're posting this video on the internet. But when those names do come up, it shows you the percentage of compatibility. It's kind of like a friendship or dating website where you're finding folks who are compatible with you or have the same interests. It's very similar to a social media type website where you can also message folks and reach out to them and also view their profiles to see how they answer their questions. So it's a great way to go in and find folks for potential roommates or to chat with, to see if you might make a good roommate, and to make connections with other incoming students. So at this point, those are our ways to kind of poke around and try to find a roommate. We're going to go to the roommate groups homepage again here, and we're going to talk about how to actually create that roommate group if you find someone that you want to live with. So once you have two people who want to live together, one of you will have to be the group leader and create the group. So we're going to go ahead and click on create group. And so you'll have to come up with a group name. In this case, how about Coffee Lovers? And for a password, you want to make sure that you select a password that is not your own personal password on any of your accounts, because this is something that you will be or may be sharing with your potential roommate. So come up with a group name and a password that you're comfortable with sharing with your potential new roommate. You can also make this group searchable so that your potential roommate can try to find the group instead of entering the group name and password, but it's easiest and most efficient for you to share that group name and that password with your roommate. So I will go ahead and allow others to search for this group so I can show you how that works, but make sure that you write down the group name and that password. Right. So we'll save the group and we are good to go. We have a roommate group established. As it says down here, Coffee Lovers 5 is good to go. I am in it, but now I want my roommate to be a part of it. My person that I want to be my roommate. And so I'm going to switch things up here for a second, and we are going to go into a different account now. So this is a different test user account, and we're going to have this test user be my roommate. So this is what you'll have to do if you're not the group leader and you want to join a group. You'll go to your housing application. You will go to that profile questions and roommate groups page. I filled out my profile questions. They're good to go. And now I'm at the roommate groups page. So on this page, I have two options. I can either join the group, and if I do that, I will enter the group name, Coffee Lovers 5, and the password that the group leader shared with me, and then I can join the group and I'm good to go. Otherwise, I can search for the roommate group. And so if I'm searching for the roommate group, I can search using the group name, or if I enter my friend's name in there, then I would be able to search that way. So I've entered the group name in there, and here it is. I'm going to click on Join Group. And this shows that my request to join the group has been sent. And so because I'm requesting to join the group, we have to go back to the group leader's application and complete this process. So I'm not yet in a group because I've requested to join the group, but I have this outgoing request that my friend is going to go ahead and accept. So we're kind of good to go here. It's just relying on the group leader to finish the process. So let's go back to that account, the group leader's account. You know, it's a little bit confusing having the two different accounts happening here, but now we're back on the group leader's account. I'm going to refresh. And when we make it back to our roommate group page, we have an incoming request from our friend. And so if you have an incoming request and it's not the person that you are hoping to be your roommate, you can decline this person or you can accept. And so we're going to click on accept here. So now we're a roommate group. We can go ahead and verify the group, but this doesn't matter too much because whoever's in a roommate group by noon on Friday, June 19th will be considered a verified group. So it's not too important to click on this. You just want to make sure that both people are in the group. The group leader has the opportunity to remove the roommate from the group, to send them messages, view their profile, but at this point in time, we have a group and we are ready to go. So if your page doesn't look like this, then you'll want to make sure that you've followed all of the steps to get folks in there. I'm going to go ahead and verify our group so that we know we are solid, we are good to go, and we're all set. So make sure that you either have filled out the profile questions to the best of your ability so that we can administratively assign you to a roommate with a roommate, or that you have your roommate group created by noon on June 19th. After June 19th at noon, we cannot guarantee that we can honor any emails asking about roommate requests or anything like that because it is a complicated process and we're not necessarily able to do that. Like I have mentioned previously, there are a few circumstances where we may not be able to place you with a requested roommate, and we're not always going to be able to tell you the details of it because it may have to do with your roommate's personal situation. So it's always good if we do reach out to you after the roommate information has been sent your way. If we reach out to you and let you know that we've had to change your roommate, it's always good to reach out to your requested roommate to see what may have been going on. Maybe they dropped the regiment or added the regiment or joined the regiment rather, or maybe they're not attending school or any number of reasons. So check in with them. And if you're in different fall sports and you're in the regiment, that may also impact your ability to room together. So once the deadline has passed, noon on June 19th, we will be closing these options to go in and request a roommate and create a roommate group. At that time, we'll be taking the next week or two to make those decisions as far as roommates go and letting you know who your roommate's going to be. So keep an eye on your email because that is how we'll reach out to you. And then after you get that information, we will be reaching out if there are any changes. We won't be able to let you know which regimental company that you're in, if you're in the regiment, until you arrive on campus. And the same thing goes with everybody's room status. So we cannot tell you which room you will be in necessarily. We may give you an initial room placement. However, this will likely change and it will likely change many times. So do not think that your room assignment is set in stone because that will change many times. But if your roommate assignment changes, that is something that we will email you about. So it's important to keep an eye on your email and important to reach out to us at housing@mma.edu if you have any questions at all. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you soon.